So while Americans struggle, left-wing politicians double down on all their insanity. Zohran Mamdani proposes sending $100 million of New Yorkers' taxpayer dollars to provide legal aid to illegal immigrants, while others like Mikie Sherrill push LGBTQ plus AI indoctrination into schools and insult Kirk's memory at his memorial.
Our campaign is one that stands by the actual enforcement of the law as it is here in New York City, with sanctuary city policies that have kept us safe. I would also commit to increasing the staffing of our law department by 200 to bring us back to pre-COVID levels, and to ensure that when we look at this city, we are using every tool at our disposal to keep New Yorkers together, to keep families together. 400,000 of our residents are right now in urgent risk of deportation. The city knows that when it provides legal assistance to those same New Yorkers, their chances of going home increase 11-fold, and yet it has only assisted fewer than 200 of those New Yorkers. That's why also a cornerstone of our campaign is a commitment to increase funding for those very legal defense services by more than $100 million, so that we can ensure we're taking every step we can to keep New Yorkers safe, to keep New Yorkers together, and to show the world that they are welcome in this city.
I mean, how are you a New Yorker and you're voting for someone who, like, most of their campaign is literally just to give money to foreigners that ruin your city and make it more dangerous? Like, that's where you want your money to go to? Also, I cannot listen to these people lie. When he wants to come on and talk about law and order and the law and upholding the law, I'm like, you guys cannot talk about that while in the same sentence talk about defending illegal immigrants. They're illegal. If they broke the law, the second you're here, you break the law. Okay? And we have done more than other countries. We offered self-deportation, which is the nicest thing we can do, which I don't believe in, because I want you to be here illegally. I want you to get caught, and then I want you to be banned forever, preferably, but at least for a certain amount of time, because I want you to see that there are consequences for your actions. The same way for everyday Americans, we have consequences. And what's so frustrating is listening to these people talk about law and order when I'm like, the only people you care about are defending the people that broke the law. Like, how frustrating, especially New York, which has turned into such a hellscape. I'm sorry, like, I have to go there for work and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's so dangerous. I never felt any level of danger in New York in my life. Now it's bad. You're stepping over literally, I don't know, human feces. People are getting stabbed. The subways are insane. There's crime everywhere. There's illegals everywhere. I was literally told by police, I was walking to get pizza in the middle of the night, and it's just migrant central. And they're like, you're like not safe here. Like, a woman they took her bag. Like, there's nothing we can do. And I'm like, I'm so over this bullshit of like, oh, we got to talk about defending these illegals. They're illegal. It's not upholding law and order. If you were, you would get them out of the country ASAP and you would start arresting criminals. And this is him behaving like himself.
How many more New Yorkers not charged? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers will the judge let target?
Like, that's your guy? The guy who's like literally screaming at the top of his lungs, like borderline assaulting police officers. This is who you're gonna vote in for law and order in New York City. I'm like, what is this? I still don't understand how these people are nobody. You've never heard of them, and all of a sudden they're propped up and able to win elections in like the most powerful, like most important, I think, like city in the entire country. Like, does none of, to a normal person who's not even in politics, does this not like seem very, very weird? It's very odd to me. And we have a tweet from this representative, my statement on the House vote on the Charlie Kirk resolution. He talks about Charlie Kirk adding about 1 million qualifiers to how bad he was, why can't any Democrats just denounce the shooting without talking about. That's the thing, is the problem with any statements made by these people is it's very simple. And same with Jimmy Kimmel. It's very simple. You go, what happened was a tragedy. It shouldn't have happened. It's horrible. I send nothing but love to his family, and you don't even have to say supporters, to his family. That is like the most like normal thing you could possibly do. But all these Democrats' statements are all like, they have to make sure before they say like one slightly nice thing that they like make sure they like denounce everything and justify him dying before they make any any normal statement, which is like insane. And it's insane, too, because, like, I know if anything ever happened to anyone on the other side, like, Republicans would all be held to the standard of, like, you must immediately put out a statement, say this is horrible, and send your love and regards. And I hate when people make the comparison, you know, of, like, the bullshit, like, oh, George Floyd. It's like, they're not on the same level. One's life was nothing and meaningless. The other person is like literally a martyr now. So I hate that. I hate that argument.
Should parents have the right to opt their kids out of LGBTQ related content in the same way that right now they can be removed from sex ed and health curriculum classes?
Look, I believe that parents have the right to oversee their children's education. I would push in LGBTQ education into our schools. Parents have a right to opt out of a lot of things, but this is not an area where they should be opting out, because this is an area of understanding the background of people throughout our nation. And right now we see, for example, at the Naval Academy, an erasure of history.
Steve Sweeney.
So out of all the things you can opt out of that, like, I mean, health seems like it would be kind of important, even though clearly it's not working because everyone's unhealthy. I mean, sex education, clearly that's not working very well either. But I mean, that is an important subject, I think, in a sense, even though I'm like, it is kind of weird. I don't know, is anyone qualified to talk to your children about sex? Probably not. But I'm like, talking to them about being trans and gay is something you shouldn't, as a parent, be. This is why it's so important now that the parents are like, really need to step up to the plate. I'm like, do you know how insane that is for someone to tell you it's not your place, and to basically F off, and they're going to talk to your children about God knows what? Because anything having to do with LGBTQ plus, it's just pure indoctrination. They're going to tell your kids, you know, they're confused. You know, you guys are horrible. They need to do their thing. And, you know, they're going to be like, this is 100% why this is happening. It's not normal. It's also, you see it with celebrities and even someone I grew up with. Like, I'm like, how interesting that you're trans and then your kid is trans. Like, this is 100% a social thing. It's not normal. And for them to put parents in this position, I'm like, the parents need to have the balls and step up and be like, absolutely not. You're not talking to my child about this. And also, this is like, my issue with this, and I've tried to discuss it with trans people, is like, it's a sexual preference. Therefore, you're talking about sex, which is a sexual thing. Why are you talking to children about sex and who they like to have sex with? That is inherently very just bordering pedophile behavior and actually insane. And once again, these people are telling parents like, "Oh no, we're gonna teach your kids stuff, and you can just shut up." I don't know. Parents got to step up.